Coming up in New Hampshire's business, a small New Hampshire company has developed breakthrough technology to help first responders deal with terrorist incidents. Welcome to New Hampshire's business. I'm Fred Kocher. One of the challenges for the Homeland Security Department in this country, and for fire departments, and for first responders all over the country, is to deal with what could be at some point a release of a chemical, a poison gas, radiation, and of course there's always the fire, which is in our lives every day of the week around the country. Well, there's the Homeland Security Department and the Defense Department and fire departments are looking for ways to train their first responders and how to approach those challenges and those disasters when they happen. And there's some fire departments in the country and first responders that are trained, but not well enough, and most aren't trained at all. Well, a New Hampshire company has developed a training technology that is beginning to find its niche, at least in the Defense Department, and hopefully around the country very soon. We're going to show you some videotape of how this actually works, but before we do, let me introduce you to my guest. He is the president and CEO of Harmless Hazards Training, LLC in Bedford, Dr. John Ebersole. Welcome.
Hi, Fred.
Nice to have you in New Hampshire's business.
Great to be here.
We're going to show some really great videotape in a minute, but before we do, what's the technology you've developed to train first responders?
It's a breakthrough technology called augmented reality. A lot of people are used to seeing the movie Jurassic Park, but you're sitting there and it's the same thing over and over again. Our technology allows you to interact in 3D with these computer-generated objects and do it in real time with PC technology.
Okay. Now, the first segment we're going to see here on the videotape is what?
We're going to create an emergency for the firefighter. We're going to have a fire, smoke. He'll pick up a real nozzle. He'll put up computer-generated water against a computer-generated fire. But what's unique about this, we've created the entire emergency in a real room wherever the emergency might want to be trained for.
Let's take a look.
As you can see, we have a fire. I can look up. I can see smoke. I have a pretty good smoke column going up. It has an adjustable tip. It has a bail that I can open. I can spray water, I can adjust it. Get a heavier fog pattern, and then I can extinguish my fire.
That was Captain Mark Close of the Bedford Fire Department,
Yes.
whose voice we heard. Now, this next segment is what?
We have some video taken from actual team training from sailors at the Center for Naval Engineering in San Diego, in which they took our technology, combined it with the team at their facilities, and started doing some training. You'll first see in there that they incorrectly fight the fire, don't attack it correctly, and get caught in a flashover, one of the most deadly forms of firefighter injuries. They do lessons learned, they repeat it, they do it correctly, and you'll see they have a real workout. You'll also see a quad screen, see 4 pictures. Upper left-hand corner will be the real situation.
Right.
Upper right-hand corner is the viewpoint of training number 1. The other one is training number 2, and you'll see the bird's eye view of the team training.
Let's take a look.
Let's go. Advance on one of those. You go, move in. All right, stay low, fight the fire. Yeah, come outside the door. Here, you back up on one, back up on one. Flash over. All right, back up on one. Now what you see? You got a lot of over. Fire, roll over. Roll over, all right, hit it. Come on, let's go. Another spot. Let's go overhead. There you go. Go. Check, you got That's right. You got to sweat a little bit.
Well, you've actually created a simulated fire, which is a terrific way to train people. This last piece of videotape has to do with that which we're all worried about, and that is a chemical release, a poison gas release, or radiation release. Your technology also addresses that.
Well, what's fun about this technology, it really has a lot of excitement for the Department of Defense and Homeland Security and the civilian firefighter, is the fact that you can now create deadly training scenarios without deadly consequences. So I'd like to show you a quick update on the video. We'll have it could be a sarin gas attack, or it could be a chlorine gas leak, or a radiological situation from a dirty bomb. You can actually see, if you will, what radiation would look like.
Let's take a look.
So we have right here the chemical gas attack inside our own lobby there. There's no cleanup, of course, and if you make a mistake, you can learn again. Here's a radiation attack, perhaps from a terrorist dirty bomb. You can train for it and train people to what it's all about without actually exposing them to the real dangers.
Now, you've sold this so far to the U.S. Navy, right?
The U.S. Navy has installed one ship, a shore-based system. They've purchased a second system which will be installed in a ship this April, and a third system will be installed at the U.S. At a mobile trailer at the New Hampshire Fire Academy.
Right.
And now the U.S. Army has just bought a unit for their Army Transportation School.
In about 10 seconds, every fire department in the country ought to have this, right?
That's correct. They can train exactly where the real situation is in their own backyard.
And you expect that will happen eventually?
Absolutely.
Dr. John Ebersole, who is President and CEO of Harmless Hazards Training in Bedford, thank you.
Thanks, Fred.
And thank all of you.